Hi, I'm Grant Mukai here at Wellesley Media, and we're pleased to welcome Dennis Sullivan. He has over 25 years of experience at his law firm here in town, Dennis Sullivan and Associates. And we're here to talk about his book, which came out earlier this year. You know, with the many changes that have been happening recently with healthcare reform, many seniors and boomers are concerned with how these changes are going to affect them. So this book talks a little bit about how to avoid rising long-term costs while protecting your spouse, home, and life savings. So
that's right, Grant. We've actually been helping clients for a number of years, but especially with the new Healthcare Reform Act, never before have seniors and boomers and their families been as concerned as they are now about what it means for them and for the future. So we worked over 6 or 8 months or so while the Healthcare Reform Act was being put together to monitor the changes so that we come up with information for the book. But it was delayed a little bit with the result of the tax reform that passed on January 1st of this year. So we took a little bit of extra time to explain some of the new provisions in the book on tax increases, as well as some of the changes such as with the membership panels. And a lot of that is discussed in the book.
now, are we going to be paying more in taxes and receiving less Medicare, Social Security, and long-term care benefits?
Yes, Grant, that is the case. In fact, written up in Chapter 8 of the book, a number of people are going to be paying a 0.9% Medicare tax on wages and self-employment income above $200,000 for single and $250,000 for a joint return. And also there's a 3.8% Medicare tax that's going to apply to investment income for the first time. So it's quite a bit more in taxes based on the law passed last January. Also, what's going to affect many more people that was part of the tax legislation is the creation of a 15-member panel that was formed to look into Medicaid, Medicare, and long-term care. On the plus side, there's much to be done that can be improving long-term care for seniors, especially with the community-based care models which have been successfully implemented in Massachusetts. You know, the panel was established to focus on helping seniors stay in their home in the community where they'd much rather be, rather than in a nursing home that's a lot more expensive. You know, the nursing home and the Medicare payment systems came out into the 1960s where there were a lot less seniors in that category. But what's concerned is with the amount of seniors increasing rapidly, something's got to be done. And that's why the Long-Term Care Commission was established to try to significantly reduce the cost of increasing nursing home costs, as well as to improve the availability of health care for seniors. Unfortunately, part of the equation is that it's a matter of supply and demand. On the one hand, the supply of funds for Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and other community benefits is not going to be increasing at a rate sufficient to keep up with the demand based on the record number of baby boomers retiring and the resulting increase in our senior population. On top of the growth in demand to meet the needs, we've seen an increasing need due to spending because of out-of-control deficits in Washington. An example of how the seniors' benefits have been affected is an effort to reduce budget deficits that occurred during the second Bush administration in 2006. At that time, in an effort to save $30 billion per year from spending on Medicare and Medicaid for seniors, Congress passed a number of measures affecting the nursing home benefit eligibility. One of the changes increased the look-back period from 3 to 5 years. And that change at that time resulted in people having to wait much longer to receive their nursing home benefits. At the present time, the Congressional Budget Office has been looking at a number of changes as well, one of which includes an increase in the current look-back period from 5 years to possibly as many as 10 years. If that extended look-back period passes, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to receive nursing home benefits, and seniors will be relying more on community and other benefits. So that's one of the resources we've written about in the Senior and Boomers Guide to Healthcare Reform in Avoiding Nursing Home Poverty. so people can learn about all the community resources that are available, as well as the changes that may be forthcoming in the near future in order to make the funds available. So we've actually got a chapter that's provided in the book on the changes affecting eligibility, as well as discussing the Congressional Budget Office, a look at a number of the provisions of the existing rules in an effort to stretch the funds that will be available for seniors, boomers, and their families. You know, we've got a limited quantity of books available for all Massachusetts residents over the age of 50. And this book can be ordered from our website, which is www.dsullivan.com, or by calling our office at 781-237-2815. We're here to provide resources and help to families and people that may have questions. Thank you.